Okay, everybody, welcome back to my exploration of the Conjuration tree under the Ordinator perk overhaul. Okay, so as you can see, Connor has some new duds. That's all unenchanted stuff yet. We got some fine boots down there, we have black robes, we have some mage gloves, and we have a jade and emerald circlet. There are some hoods that were added in via mods that kind of go with this stuff. The black hood is something completely different. That looks ridiculous. I'm not into it. But the thing is, with these modded hoods, they have a different equipment slot than the circlets. So you can wear both at the same time, which is realistic. It makes a certain amount of sense, especially if you're wearing something open-faced like this fur hood black. But the reason why I'm not going with this is because I want to keep it more vanilla. I don't want to add any more enchantment slots than what somebody who's playing a vanilla game would. Just because I want to keep this a little more guidey, I guess, than it is just exploitative and seeing how strong you can make something through mods. So that's that. Let's see, I also got a bunch of grand soul gems that are filled. 19 of them, plus whatever we have in Azura Star, which I think is also grand. It is, so we have, oh geez, I forgot what I said, like 18 or 19? Oh, we have 20 grand souls to use for enchantment. So that's good. Let's go ahead now and flesh out our perk tree so that we can start enchanting this stuff in a way that makes the most sense. I think we said before that this character does have a lot of synergy with the enchanting skill tree because of the bound weapons trapping souls that you hit any characters with, or any enemies with. So weapon enchantments are... oh yeah, we're not using weapon enchantments. So let's go through this really quick. I think we're going to pretty much just be focusing on this gem dust branch here, which empowers enchantments. So let's go ahead and take these. So you may choose to destroy a flawless gem when you begin the enchanting process and sprinkle its dust on the arcane enchanter. New enchantments are 25% stronger when placed upon an item of the type corresponding to the gem. So, say we want to do like a weapon skill fortification on one of our items. We would have to destroy the flawless gem type that corresponded with that type of enchantment. And we would get a 25% stronger enchantment on whatever items are... I'm losing my words here. Whatever items are enchanted under that session for however long. So we're going to go ahead and take that because 25% stronger enchantments is huge. Next, we have learning and an item's enchantment does not destroy it. I'm not really into that. I'm more into enchanting our own stuff. New enchantments placed upon robes, circlets, hoods, and necklaces are 30% stronger. This is going to be our bread and butter. Since we don't really wear armor, we just wear clothing, or robes in particular, circlets, hoods, and other necklaces. Yeah, we're good with all that. Doesn't say rings in there though, does it? Interesting. I'm sure it's included. It should be anyway, right? All enchantments on equipped weapons and armor are 10% more powerful and last 10% longer. Does this include... it says weapons and armor. Does armor include clothing? I'm going to say no. I'm going to skip that just because I don't know. 10% more powerful and lasts 10% longer. 10% is a lot, especially at this level. Crap, I don't know. Can place 2 enchantments upon the same item. That is also a requirement. Arcane Nexus. You may choose to upgrade one Arcane Enchanter to an Arcane Nexus for 2,500 gold. New enchantments created at an Arcane Nexus are 25% stronger can be disassembled by sneaking, allowing you to upgrade another. Okay, so this is like the advanced forge or the advanced alchemy station. Same idea. You spend some money to upgrade the crafting station itself, and then you get a 25% boost, which is another huge chunk. Another huge upgrade for your gear there. Okay, this one we're gonna have to save because it's a one-time effect. So when we take this perk, you put your heart and soul into the next item you enchant at an arcane nexus. So it has to be an advanced enchanter. Place up to 3 enchantments upon it that are 25% stronger. Try as you might, you'll never be able to repeat this feat. Okay, so we're gonna have some thinking to do here. We're going to have to explore what we can attach. You know what? We have a ton of perks. I'm just going to take this. I don't know. I'm sorry, the attunement one. 10% is 10%. If armor counts, or as clothing counts as armor, then 10% is awesome. We shall see. Okay. And there was a strange sound effect. It was almost like an unequipped, re-equipped sound effect that went along with that. I wonder if it took off our enchanted gear and reapplied it. Okay, so now we just have to go through the enchantments we have, figure out what we're going to put on each item, and then we're going to have to figure out what item we're going to use the miracle perk on. I'm thinking it's going to be either a necklace or a ring. Probably necklace, because I think that's all that the regalia applies to. It doesn't mention rings. It does mention necklaces, though. And you can apply any armor enchantment to a necklace. Ooh, I'm naked. Don't look. Nobody look. Come on, grow up, people. We had the black robes. We had some fine boots. We had the... I don't know, should we go copper and ruby circlet or the jade and emerald? I was partial to the jade and emerald before. It just looks a little more expensive, I suppose. I don't know. I guess it just depends on whether you like green or red better. I guess I happen to like green better. The mage gloves. We have a silver emerald necklace, and we're going to need a ring too. I think we have a gold emerald ring here. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, so everything that we're wearing is what we're going to enchant. We're going to say no to our stuff right now. We're definitely going to upgrade the arcane enchanter, though, to an arcane nexus. So we don't have anything to disenchant, but we have all kinds of stuff to enchant. Black robes are one of them. The gold emerald ring, the jade emerald circlet, the mage gloves, and the silver emerald necklace. Okay, so let's just go through these and just see what enchantments are available. So for our robes, we have everything except for the last 3. So we have a -3 long list here. For the circlet, we have a -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's even more limited. For the ring, we have a -1, which is the best so far. And for the gloves, I'm not even going to count those, but that is definitely the shortest. And for the necklace, okay, we have much more than even the ring. So my suspicion was correct. There is more available for the necklace than there is anything else. And we do get 2 enchantments on everything. We get 1 enchantment on 1 item at 25% stronger than everything else. So let's just do a mental exercise here. Let's start here for the miracle perk and just see what we would do, what 3 perks we would apply to this. Longer lasting alteration spells, it would be nice to have longer lasting flesh spells, but in my play testing I haven't had to complain that my alteration spells weren't lasting long enough. Stronger illusion is nice, but I don't think we're going to be focusing on illusion, at least for our main play style. Area Fortify Minions. This one's great. I would definitely use this one. Plus 25 attack damage and 100 health for all the minions within 11 feet is awesome. That 11 feet radius is not very big. I'm hoping that maybe using one of our flawless gems to strengthen this would make that range longer. It is a bold value, which means that it does scale with level, I guess. So I'm hoping making this a stronger enchantment would make that go up higher. Let me just see here. Oh, within 40 feet. I don't know what... The 40 feet is great. That's awesome. So it looks like it might have been taking it from a petty soul. No. Common soul? Lesser soul? I don't know what it was taking it from. That's interesting. Let's just go ahead and keep a grand soul active in there so we know exactly what we're getting here. Okay, alchemy, no. Alteration, no. Archery, maybe later, but not right now. Carry weight, tempting, but not totally. Conjuration spells and enchantments cost 31% less. This is nice. These enchantments will stack too, so I could put the Area Fortify Minions and Fortify Conjuration on my robes as well. Fortify Destruction. Okay, this just makes destruction spells cost less, which is nice if we're casting stuff that's not a novice or apprentice spell, which we get for free anyway. I wonder if there's an enchantment in here that increases the amplitude, the strength of the destruction spells? Probably not. Healing rate. Health regenerates 40% faster. Not really interested. Fortify health. This is interesting. Health regeneration. We're going to be healing anyway via restoration spells. Fortify health will make us less squishy directly. We could take an extra hit or two just because we have a larger health pool. So that's something to look at. Fortify heavy armor, not interested in it yet. Heavy armor is 31 points more effective. That I'm not really sure how that scales, but that will help our armor rating if we do decide to take on some heavy armor for probably another Daedra influence session or something. Illusion spells and enchantments cost less. Increase your magicka by 81 points. That's quite a bit, but we already have a huge magicka pool. I'm not really too interested. Pickpocketing chances are 52% higher. Not really sure I'd be doing a whole lot of pickpocketing with this character. Increases duration of alchemical potions. No, maybe for the necromancy style character though, later. Restoration spells and enchantments cost 31% less. I could see myself doing this, especially for fights like with Patema in the last episode, where I'm kind of letting the minions do all the work as I stay out of harm's way and just repeatedly cast healing spells. I could see a 31% cost reduction on that being very helpful. Fortify stamina, maybe. If we're needing more power attacks to cast the spells that are hooked up to Spellscribe, having a bigger stamina pool is definitely useful there. Stamina regen, the same situation there. When you block an attack, not really going to be doing a whole lot of blocking. 19% chance to stagger nearby enemies. That's powerful, but we're not really doing a lot of blocking. Recharge weapons, 24 points per second. If we were using an enchanted weapon or a Daedric artifact like Dawnbreaker, I could see us definitely using something like this, but for our main playstyle that we're going to be exploring first in Legendary difficulty, not too interested. Alright, resist fire. Resisting magic is a good one, I think. We're having most problems against mages that just are pelting us with their spells. So I can see us doing this. The problem is I only have resist fire. I probably wouldn't feel too bad about consoling in some other resistant items to disenchant and use. So we still need resist shock, we still need resist frost, and we need resist magic. I might have to do that. Otherwise, I would have to go around all the different stores all around the province and try to find items with these enchantments on them and buy them. I would definitely be able to find them that way. It just might take a while. So I don't mind consoling those in for this type of playthrough. Windfall, 3% chance per second to restore 123 points of health, magicka, and stamina. This is kind of cool. I like this a lot. We use all three attributes, definitely. And I feel like this kind of represents a guardian angel type enchantment. Like the denizens of Oblivion are watching after us. We have like our Daedric Lord that we have favor with is kind of helping us out here and there. 3% chance per second to restore a ton of magicka, stamina, or health is kind of awesome. I might use that. So right now we definitely, okay, I like Fortify Conjuration. I like Fortify Minions. I like resisting all the different elements and resisting magic, and I like Windfall. Those are my favorites right now. Fortify Stamina is nice. Fortify Health is nice. What makes more sense on a necklace? You know, if we're using the miracle perk on this, we need to figure out which three enchantments we're going to use that we want to get an extra 25% boost to most as well. I can make an argument for area fortify minions. I can make an argument for resistances. Now we already have resistance through alter resistances in the alteration skill tree. I believe I took frost and electricity damage, or frost and fire. Let me see here. For alter resistances, I feel like I got alter self, fortify magic, okay. Yeah, resist frost and resist shock. So we're a little weak to fire. 25% resistance is nothing to sneeze at, but as we've seen, even just getting hit with a frost storm spell, it really takes a chunk out of our health. Spell Mantle gives us 15% magic resistance, and we gain 25% spell absorption when magic is 25% or less. We really don't run with an empty magical pool all that often, so it's probably going to be stuck at 15% magic resistance for most of the time. And the Grail of Bettany, magic and stamina regenerate 50% faster. 25% attack damage and 100 health. So if I change this to a lesser soul gem, how does that affect it? Okay, so making this area fortify minions enchantment more powerful only affects the radius. If I put a grand soul gem on that, it's already going up to 40 feet, which is pretty damn good. I'm happy with that. So if I want to put this enchantment on something without a 25% boost on it, I'm okay with that. Fortify Conjuration, pretty much the same there too. Let me see. That just, yeah. 31% less, and then 25% of whatever 31% is would be somewhere between 7 and 8%. So this would put us closer to 40% instead of 31% less expensive for conjuration spells. Let's take a look at resist fire here too. %61% resistance to fire as opposed to 10% resistance to fire at lesser. Okay, so yeah, I'm very tempted to use the miracle perk on the necklace and boost our elemental resistances. I think we're going to get the most, so 25% boost to 61% would be, let's see here. So put on another 15 to 16% on top of that. We're going to have 70, that's going to put us close to the cap of 80% resistance to those elements, which is awesome, especially considering the extra 15% that we're getting. And then we have 25% to frost and electricity. Okay, so this will help us out a lot with magic mage enemies that we've had the most trouble with. Okay, I like that. Alright, so let's do that. But first, we need to learn those enchantments. Okay, that should do it. Resist frost, resist shock. Alright, so let's see here. We need to use a flawless diamond for jewelry. Oh crap. We might need to redo that there, huh? Okay. Quick save this time. I forgot to take the perk. So we're going to go all the way up to that miracle perk. What is it called? Just miracle. Okay, I was right. So now in this next session here, we'll use the diamond again. Unable to work miracle because of Daedric field resistance. Interesting. So I can't use the miracle perk if I'm equipped with Azura's Star. Okay. Well, let's reload that then. Let's unequip Azura's Star. We'll just throw it over here, I think. Hopefully it doesn't dispel the soul gem that it has in it. Okay, let's take our perk. I mean, that's odd to me. Why does it matter? I mean, Azura's Star is just a grand soul gem, right? I don't get the balance move there. You feel powerful enough to work miracles. Okay. So then we're going to go to our silver emerald necklace. We are going to resist fire, resist frost, resist shock. Put it oh wow, 95%. So my calculations were, oh no, they were fine. I get an extra 25% from the gem as well. So 95% resistance to all these things. That's awesome. That's too powerful. Let's go ahead and rename this item. Oh, it's not letting me rename it somehow. Oh, there we go. What should we name this? Necklace of Elemental Denial. Okay, that'll work for that. Now, the thing that this isn't going to help with is magic that isn't elemental. So, namely the vampires, we got to be careful about them because their life absorption skill, I don't like life drain or health drain or something like that. That little concentration skill that they, that concentration spell that they hit you with all the time to infect you, that is not elemental. If you're running a dragon overhaul that adds different elemental dragons to it, that is not one of these three elements, then you're going to get hurt. But for mages in general, I think we should be fine. And this will also help with those soul gem booby traps too that keep destroying us. And runes. Alright, I like it. Whoa! I created a mythical item and I couldn't handle it, and Ryxn broke because of it. Okay. I haven't done a whole lot of that. I don't remember it being that epic, but that's awesome. Okay, so let's equip that bad boy if it's not already equipped. Necklace of Elemental Denial. Very nice. You're a bad man. Oh, his eye got fixed too. That's weird, right? He used to have that one dead eye. Anyway. Maybe a reload will fix that. Okay, now let's figure out what we want for the rest of this stuff here. For the robes, I like the combination of Fortify Conjuration and Area Fortify minions. So Conjuration spells and enchantments will cost 31% less. Friendly conjured creatures within 40 feet get 25% attack damage and 100% health. Now these numbers are going to be boosted a little bit because I'm going to use a flawless gem to boost the body slot here. But I like this. This is very conjuration friendly. If I have to cast new minions in the heat of battle, this will help a little bit. It'll keep our magicka pool high, and it'll strengthen up our minions quite a bit. Now we won't see that boost really so much because we were already wearing eminent robes of, I think it was like the Necrolite, that did exactly this. At least the strengthened minions. It didn't do the less expensive conjuration spells. But I think it's a really good enchantment and something that's probably necessary for something like this. Now, a lot of these enchantments come from Winter Mist enchantments, which is an Ision's enchantment package. They're not vanilla, so you may not be able to add them if you're just using the Ordinator perk overhaul and not using Winter Mist and Apocalypse. There's some of this stuff that you're not going to be able to do, but I still like to explore it anyway. If I were doing vanilla effects on this, I would probably put something like Fortify Health on here. Or Fortify Restoration would be another good one for this build. That's about it, I think. Okay, so let's back out. We'll put those two on our black robes here. But first we need to strengthen our Arcane Nexus. And now we got to think of a name. Let's call it Oblivion Shroud. There we go. I like that. Alright, ship it. Excellent. Okay, now I want to, before I forget, grab Azura's Star from in here. Still got his Grand Soul Gem. That's awesome. Okay, what's next? We still have our circlet, our gloves, and our boots, and a ring. Circlet, gloves, boots, and ring. Oh my. Alright, let's start with the circlet. That should be the easiest because it's the most limited. Is it the most limited, or are the gloves the most limited? The gloves are definitely the most limited. Let's do those first. Okay. Fortify Alchemy, we're not interested in. Fortify Archery, we're not interested in yet. 40% more damage on a bow is crazy, though. Fortify Carry Weight, not really interested. Fortify Heavy Armor, not interested yet. Fortify Magicka, maybe. Fortify Pickpocket, no. Recharge Weapons, no. Okay, so one thing that's missing here is Fortify One-Handed. I would love to have that Fortify One-Handed effect in here. I don't know what other hand slot enchantments would work well. Fortify Destruction, maybe? Do we already have that one in here? Yeah, we do. It doesn't apply to the hands. Okay. Alright, Fortify One-Handed and Fortify Magicka. I think they're the only two that really make sense for this build. Fortify Carry Weight is useful for everybody, but it's so uninteresting and unnecessary. Okay, so we need Fortify One-Handed. Okay, we got some Iron Gauntlets of Minor Wielding here, which will give us the Fortify One-Handed effect. So now we need the Sapphire for hands and feet. And we're looking for our Mage Gloves here. And we wanted Fortify Magicka and Fortify One-Handed. Excellent. Go ahead and use Azura's Star for that. So we're getting 78 points more Magicka and 50% more one-handed damage. Excellent. What are we going to call this? Gloves of the Arcane Fencer. Cool. Alright. And then what's next? What's next? The circlet? Have we already done the circlet? No, we obviously haven't done the circlet. Alright. So let's see what we have available for this guy. Amplify Alteration. Alteration stuff lasts longer? Nah. Cheat Death. Take 19% less damage from attacks when your health falls below 25%. That's nice. Destruction spells and enchantments cost 31% less. No, doesn't really apply to us. Another Magicka Regen. Fortified Potions, no. Fortify Restoration. Okay, we don't have something like this yet. Restoration spells and enchantments cost 31% less would be great for when we're hanging back and letting our minions take care of stuff. What is Imminent Victory? Take up to 40% less damage from enemy attacks the further their health falls below 50%. That's kind of nice. It's kind of situational, though, too. And recharge weapons we don't need. Okay, so I like cheat death. I also like fortify restoration. And I also like imminent victory. But I think I like fortify restoration and cheat death the most for these. It adds some more defense against all types of damage. Elemental damage we're not too worried about anymore, but restoration spells and enchantments, if we're able to cast more restoration spells, that would help against physical attacks like archers and melee attacks and things like that, and the magical attacks that aren't covered under the elemental protection that we have from our necklace. And the cheat death stuff helps if we're already in trouble. So that just helps us kind of run away and get to a better vantage point. Buys us some time. I like them both. Alright, let's go with that then. Fortify restoration and cheat death. But first we have to crush a garnet for our headgear here. So jade and emerald circlet, cheat death, fortify restoration. We're going to use a grand soul gem. So we're taking 25% less damage from attackers when your health falls below 25%, and restoration spells and enchantments cost 40% less. I like it. What are we calling this? Let's call it Circlet of the Protector. There we go. Let's build it. Okay. What's next? Let's see. We've done the gloves. We've done the circlet. We've done the necklace. We've done the robes. We still need the ring, I think. Gold emerald ring and the fine boots. Let's go with the boots since they're the next most limited. Alright, what can we get from this? More fortify one-handed would be nice. Fortify stamina regen would also be nice. We don't need any more resistance from the elements, but we could use resist magic on this one, right? I think that would be good. Okay, so we'll have to console in something else of resist magic. Fortify stamina would be good. Fortify stamina regen would also be good. Fortify one-handed would also be good. We already have a fortify one-handed, but it wouldn't hurt to stack that. Especially since we can't temper the bound sword. Oh, we got a lot of stuff we can put on this ring, huh? Okay. So the boots, let's focus on the boots because we can do a whole lot with the ring. For the boots, I like the more athletic stuff. So let's go fortify one-handed, and oh boy, stamina regenerates 30% faster, or we get 62 more points of stamina. I like stamina regen. This will help us if we get in trouble, we run out of stamina. We'll be able to recover more stamina to do a dodge roll or something to get out of the way at that point. We'll also be able to do one-handed power attacks a little more faster. So yeah, I like those. Alright, so what are we going to call this? Boots of the Arcane Swordsman. Well, let's just do Boots of the Swordsman. Alright. And now the ring. I think the ring is the only thing we have left, right? The ring. Gold Emerald Ring. Grand Soul Gem. Now, I think this is the point where we can put in some of the stuff that we missed. So just straight up magic resistance would be good for this one. Fortify Stamina we have taken care of already. Fortify Restoration we have taken care of. Pickpocket not interested in. One-handed is doubly covered. Magicka regen would be nice, but health I think is the one thing that we're missing. Most of what we're casting in Destruction is going to be for free. Yeah, I kind of like Resist Magic and Fortify Health. So let's do that. Okay, so let's disenchant this necklace of Resist Magic. Alright, now we have the enchantment. Now, we need another diamond for jewelry. Gold Emerald Ring, Grand Soul Gem, Fortify Health, and Resist Magic. 30% resistance to magic. That's pretty good. And we'll call this the Survivor's Ring. Excellent. Much better, yeah? Oh, and I think I was backwards on the way this uncapper worked. So, it looks like I'm able to... What's he doing? He's not looking in a very natural direction, is he? I wonder if it was that explosion. Oh, his eye looks a little more dead now, too, in certain angles. Yeah. I wonder if it was that epic explosion from the Miracle perk that we used for our necklace. Okay. So now we have some epic gear, huh? We have, let's just do a quick walkthrough of this here. We have the circlet from top to bottom. We take 25% less damage from attacks when our health falls below 25%. So that's good when we get into trouble. Our restoration spells and enchantments cost 40% less. So when we're dual casting restoration spells to keep our minions alive when we're trying to stay out of the fight, that is going to cost almost half of what it did before. That's awesome. And then we have our necklace. The Necklace of Elemental Denial grants 95% resistance to fire, frost, and shock, all in one piece. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's really cool. If we decide to take on dragons with this character too, that's going to be very nice. We'll only have to worry about the physical damage. And then the robes that we have, we called Oblivion Shroud. And that strengthens our minions within 50 feet of us. They are 25% stronger with attack damage, and they have 100 more health. And then also our Conjuration spells cost 40% less, so almost half of what they did cost before. And then we have a ring. No, we have gloves. The gloves of the Arcane Fencer. So this increases our magicka by 78 points. I didn't see anything else to put on the hand slot for the enchantments there. But that's okay because that helps. The bigger magicka pool is always better, even though we have a huge one to begin with. But it also makes our one-handed attacks do 50% more damage, which is going to help us out a lot. And then we have the ring on the outside of that, the Survivor's Ring, which increases our health by 78 points and grants 30% resistance to magic. Okay, so these mages are not going to be posing as much of a threat at all anymore. And then finally we have the Boots of the Swordsman, which does another 40% attack damage increase on our one-handed attacks, and it regenerates our stamina 30% faster, so that we can do more dodge rolls and more power attacks when we run out of stamina, which is very helpful for Wildcat because it debuffs you a lot when you run out. Okay, so I think that's it. That was our sort of epic enchanting session. Now, if we take on other playstyles, like via the Bound Battle Axe and the Bound Bow, or some other Daedric artifacts, we'll come back here and we'll do some re-enchanting on the things that need re-enchanting. But that's awesome. I'm excited to use these. So next episode, I think we will go through. We have 16 perks to use, which is amazing. We're going to go through and we are going to flesh out some of these trees here. I think I might decide to specialize in shock damage. See what we can do down this branch here that will help make our Sparks spell a little more potent. We are definitely going to take a look at one-handed. And we're going to go down the sword branch here, which will be amazing, and down these two left branches that have to do with power attacks. I don't know that we're going to have enough perks to reach everything, but we will eventually. And we still have a lot of other skills that we can use and increase as time goes on. But yeah, I think we're looking pretty good, huh? All right, so that's more perk fleshing out to do next episode, and then maybe some actual legendary gameplay after that. I'm super excited about it. I really like seeing this this character concept being fleshed out, at least in terms of gameplay and perks and everything like that. He's feeling really strong at Adept. We'll see how he does at Legendary. That's always a true litmus test of just how strong you've made someone. Now, I know lately we've been veering a little off of the Conjuration focus, but that's just because I'm looking for synergies, specifically synergies that help make the Conjuration tree more viable at Legendary difficulty. So that's why we've been branching out a little bit. We were able to cap out Conjuration a long time ago. Oh, and speaking of capping, I think I was backwards on how the uncapper, Dirty Weasel's uncapper was working. I think before I said that the skills themselves are capped at 255, but in terms of level progression, they stop at 155. That is incorrect. So it looks like you can keep progressing your skill past 155, and it will continue to contribute to your overall level. But in terms of balance and how much damage, say, like your one-handed weapons are doing, that skill is going to be capped out at 155. So effective use of skill level is capped at 155, but in terms of progression, it's uncapped at 255. So you have a much higher max level cap because of it. But your character isn't going to get any stronger than the 155 skill in this level. Or, yeah. So even though we're effectively at Conjuration, like, I don't know, 186 or something like that, in behind the scenes, right now, Conjuration is only taking advantage of 155 levels of it. So, yeah, that makes more sense. That's a better balance than the other way around, I think, because skills become very powerful. And it's nice to have the extra perks to play with as well. Alright, so I like from this angle Connor's eye looks dead, but from this angle, it's fine. It must be that normal map fix mod that I have that allows reflections on the inside of the eye. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Thanks again for joining me. I know there wasn't a whole lot of action. This was mostly just a crafting session, but I think it's important to really put a lot of thought and time into enchantments like this. Especially if you're going to be playing at Legendary, you really want to get your playstyle down, get the buffs where you need the buffs, really think about how your gameplay has progressed so far, where you need the most help, and using your enchantments to kind of fill those gaps a little bit. And I think we did a pretty good job. I'm really happy with how we turned out here. I don't think there are many holes that we left open. He's still pretty squishy. He's got a little bit of help from physical damage in terms of the cheat death effect, that as we get more and more injured, we take less damage. We have a little bit more of a health pool. We got a buff of, I think, 78 health points on our ring. So that'll help a little bit, but we're still very much a glass cannon, I feel like. So yeah, we have to figure out the rest of the cannon portion of the glass cannon label on that next episode by fleshing out all the perks and everything that we need. Okay, so I think that does it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm repeating myself again. Until next time, take care of yourself. See ya.